did her dance and she was like, you want to I was like, let's do it. So we in the club. And
no
that's where,
way.
Yeah, that's
So I pay for my ex-girlfriend's business. She doesn't talk to me. So what do? I go below 700 at the bar.
She has a boyfriend, so she's like not even answering my messages. So my name is Jordan. I'm 31 years old. I'm from Houston, Texas, and this is Financial Audit.
What do you do for a living in Houston?
It's a good question.
Okay. Wow, I start them off with bangers, ladies and gentlemen. Like, what do you do for a job in a finance show?
I know, right? So I have 3 jobs. The first one is a full-time job as a software engineer. I work in a government agency. That's 40 hours a week.
Okay. What do you make doing that job?
So that job, I get paid $119,000, and I think it's like $218 or some shit like that. Yeah. And then my second job, I am a computer science instructor for a community college in Houston. That's part-time, so I work on average 15 hours a week. And I make $44 an hour doing that job.
But only but that's not every week forever though.
So
that's semester-wise.
Yeah, so the classes I teach, I'll actually get into it in a little bit. But
I'm gonna move that mic further from you. You're a little yeller. That's okay. It's okay. Keep yelling. You're good.
Yeah, I was like deep throating it. Yeah. So the classes
you're not doing that to your students. It's all good.
Exactly. Yeah. So I'll get into the classes in a bit, but my classes are year round, so there aren't really any semesters.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So I mean, there are breaks for like the holidays and shit like that, but
probably an extra $2,500 a month then.
Yeah.
Maybe. Could be a little more than that. I was trying to be a little more conservative.
Yeah, so the thing is I can work up to 19.5 hours, but then there's some weeks where I will work like 12, so I just did like the average of like 15.
Okay.
So
and what's the third?
So the third job, this one is kind of seasonal. So it's a computer science instructor position, except this is for a company. I teach a class that's 10 weeks long. It's once a week. I work 4.5 hours a week during those 10 weeks, and I get paid $95 an hour.
Are you in that right now?
So it ended in April, I believe.
Okay. So what we have for your payroll that hit your account is $8,095. So that sound about right?
Yeah, that sounds about right. Yeah.
Okay. But sometimes it's a little more.
Yeah. Sometimes it's a little more for sure.
Have you ever heard of this little thing we like to call lifestyle inflation? Heard of that? Have you heard of that term before? Has that term ever scratched your brain?
Yeah. No, I mean, from context clues, I guess I know what it is, but like, I don't know. I've never heard of it.
Where'd you say you're from?
Houston.
Interesting. How'd you get here today?
Flying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, we looked up your car and everything right before this just to get a little idea. You know, it would have cost you like $40 of gas to get here.
Yeah.
You know what? Let's just add in some snacks. Add in some, maintenance and depreciation on the car. Okay. Sure. $60, $70. Spent $350 on a plane ticket.
Yeah.
Now your flight was short, but there was also airport time, and there's going to be airport time on the way back as well, and there's airport time on both sides.
Yeah.
Why'd you fly? Because also, just spoiler alert, it's a big packet. You make a lot of money, but you spend like you make double the money. I know, I'm blowing. You've lifestyled, inflated yourself into oblivion. We haven't had a higher income person in a while, and it's interesting because you're doing exactly what you're not supposed to do. Yeah. So first of all, just why'd you fly here?
Okay. So because of my job, essentially, like I couldn't take that much time out of work, right? So from Houston to Austin, it's like a 2.5 hour drive. Yeah. And then I have to rent a car. And then I gotta drive back. So I own a car, but it probably wouldn't make the drive.
What is it?
It is a 2003 Honda CR-V. Has 280,000 miles on it. So
okay.
Yeah.
That's interesting. Okay, so the rental would have added to it.
So, I mean, I think driving is probably the best choice, but in terms of like what's called cost opportunity or whatever, like, or missed cost, I don't know what it is.
What did you gain? An extra 30 minutes of work? It couldn't have been that
I gained like an hour and a half. I think the issue more is
with the time at the airport on both sides?
Yeah. Because I got TSA pre-check, I just like fly in and out and but yeah, I mean, I need to be present, right? So like if someone
drive to the airport too, so there's time for that. Yeah. Parking and But no, go ahead.
Yeah. Also, like, I am a member with United, so I get points.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Well, I'm kidding.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's why I flew. But yeah.
Do you find yourself just spending money without really thinking?
Yes. So I blow a ton of money on food. That's like my main thing. I have no idea how much money I spend. Yeah, it's bad. So
you're a skinny boy though.
Yeah.
Just have the metabolism that all of us dream.
Exactly, yeah.
Okay. So self-evaluation. 0 being the worst in financial history, 10 being the best in financial history. Where are you on the scale? What's your score?
I would probably be a 1. I would say a 1. I'll give myself a 1, yeah.
Okay. So why do you think, with such strong income, how long have you had such a strong income?
Yeah, so that's a whole long story. So I'll give you I'll give you a little synopsis of it. But like essentially, I didn't go to school for computer science. I studied some other thing, which I have a lot of student loan debts because of that degree. But in any case, went to boot camp later and then transitioned into career software engineering. This was in 2021. So prior to that, I was unemployed, underemployed. I wasn't making any money. Was living off of student loans and like living with my parents. Had a lot of anxiety issues as well, which I can talk about later. But in any case, was able to kind of steadily like get better jobs. And then I ended up getting a job at Coinbase, which is like a crypto company.
Yeah.
Was working there for 9 months. I was a contract to hire employee. The crypto market crashed in 2022. The financial situation in general just wasn't well, around the world. So I ended up, leaving Coinbase. My contract wasn't converted to a full permanent position.
Sure.
And yeah, I was unemployed for like a year, and I was like at an emotional low. And
it could definitely take a big emotional hit. Why were you fully did you get unemployment of any kind?
No.
Okay. And that's because you were contracted, but your contractor didn't get renewed, right? But you weren't let go early, were you?
No. It was just the contract ended, and then they didn't want to convert me. Yeah. So.
And a year of nothing though. Like, I'm not saying you would have landed the best job in the world immediately, but why nothing for a full year?
Yeah. So I did work part-time actually. So I reached out to like the community college that I work for, and I was like, hey, because I had interviews lined up at some companies, and I was like, hey, I just need to make ends meet, while, all this stuff like kind of plays out. And they gave me a job as a teacher. And the classes I teach actually is for Apple. Apple has partnered with us. They've given us like millions of dollars to teach these like coding and technology classes at jails around Houston in hopes of reducing recidivism. So how long have you been making this amount of money? So yeah, back to the original question. I started this job in government back in January of this year.
Okay.
Yeah.
Then I know they haven't seen it yet, and we're about to jump into it right now. What I see is very concerning if you've only been making this income temporarily.
Yeah.
So we're going to start with a card that you didn't spend on.
Yeah.
But it has a outrageous balance. You only paid the minimum monthly payment towards, which is ridiculous. Again, spoiler alert, when it comes to the spending that we're going to see. But we have a Bank of America card. Bank of America card, paid minimum monthly payment towards it. You brought it down to $12,911. That's insane. Yep. It's an insane number with $282 of interest, which is crazy, and a $408 minimum monthly payment. How is this up to 12? How is this up to is basically 13,000? Which the total credit line is 13,700. So this was basically maxed out, and it's still very close to it. So how did we get it this high?
Yeah. So this card and all my other cards are all maxed out at one point. So whenever I left Coinbase, emotional low, I didn't know what the I was going to do, couldn't get a job. And I did the maybe not so smart financial decision. And I was like, I'm going to go travel and I'm going to live life.
Travel?
I know.
So we go from income to no income and we go do one of the more expensive things?
Yes.
I definitely get, there's a big psychological level that happens in unemployment. Like, people can really get destroyed. Like, ego, not just that, but just like, it's just every emotional stability. It can really get hit hard. And then, like, even having a hard time finding a job can also, hit that really hard as well. So I get that, but we then max out our credit card spending. spending or traveling, that's like the last thing we would want to do.
Yeah. No, it was awful. I mean, I, burned through all my savings. I had about like $13,000 in savings, maxed out all my credit cards. I had 7 at the time.
Retirement? What's your retirement at?
So that's a good question because I don't fully know. Like, I get retirement as a like part-time teacher with the community college I work at.
You don't
look? So I looked, and that's like $2,400 right now.
Okay.
But then since I started working for the government agency, there's like it's like a 3-pronged approach for retirement. So one of those is a pension.
Yeah.
That one I always have to contribute. I believe it's like 4.4% of my monthly or bi-weekly statements or something. And then I have like what's it called? TRS, which is like a 401k. That one I actually stopped contributing, because I was like, I just need that cash to pay off this credit card debt. So I haven't been contributing. Yeah.
Okay. Well, I mean, spoiler alert. I'm just gonna say this because you said that you spent $2,000 going out to eat. So
yeah.
Well, I don't think contributing to your 401k was the issue.
Yeah. And that was the thing, like when I left Coinbase and I was like, living this bohemian lifestyle, like traveling, like I went to the World Cup and I went to Europe and all these places.
Dude.
Yeah, it cost a ton of money.
Yeah, and that's why this is a maxed out card.
Yeah, but in spite of all that, I was like, I can get myself out of this hole. I don't regret my decisions, even though like, yeah, I don't recommend anyone to do that, right? But like, I don't regret any of that because I went to the World Cup and saw Messi play and went to Europe and all these things. So I don't know. I believe in experiences, right? So
no, experiences are great. Experiences that you can pay for. And I mean, now you're paying for it. What's being put on hold right now? Some things have to be put on hold, or maybe they're not because you're still like you owe money left and right. So, yeah. I mean, the regret, I'm not like go beat yourself. I'm not saying that.
Yeah.
But it's like, okay, you put off the payment for all that stuff and now it's due. And you got, I don't want to use the word luck because there is skill. You did I love the fact that you went to a boot camp. I love certifications. Like I tech certifications through Course Careers. I absolutely love them. Mm-hmm. There's like, I'm all about it. So you have the skill set and you have the work ethic. So, but if you didn't land this job, man,
it was a gamble,
there was a big risk.
Yeah. No, you're absolutely right.
And again, you're only making the minimum on this one anyway.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, we'll go through and see if that makes sense or not. In terms of regret or no regret. Would you do it again right now, though?
Oh.
Maybe regret it, but would you do it again?
I don't think I would do it again under the right circumstances. So like for instance, right now, if they're like, hey, go to this place, I would say no. Because right now my thought process is like, I need to get myself out of this hole.
What's different?
It's just, I have stability, right? Like I have financial stability. I'm older. I want to be a millionaire at some point. I want to help my community. So the reason for me getting money and being rich isn't just to enrich myself. Like I'm very a mission-driven person. So like I want to use that money to like impact positively communities, my family, because my family came from nothing essentially. So it's more for that. So now that I'm older and a little bit more mature, it's like that's what I want.
You're only 2 years older than me. You're not older. I promise, please. If you're aiming to save a bit every month and grow your money over time, I've got just the tool for you. Let's talk about Moomoo, an investing platform that makes investing accessible to everyone, no matter your starting point. And before you tell me that you aren't ready to start investing, Moomoo is giving my audience up to 15 free stocks just for making a qualified deposit. And if you still aren't ready to make your first investment, they're giving my audience 8.1% APY on your uninvested cash for the first 3 months as a new user. So there is literally nothing to be stopping you from taking advantage of this incredible investment tool. But you may be wondering, why do I personally use Moomoo as my go-to investing platform? Well, unlike other investing apps, Moomoo offers 0 commissions on US stock ETFs and options. That means no trading fees, no contract fees on stock options, no minimum deposit requirements, and no account maintenance fees. This means that whether you're a beginner or an experienced investor, Moomoo is able to provide you with the insights and analysis that most other platforms don't offer to help you make informed decisions without charging you a dime, which is something that I can get behind. So if you're new to investing and need a platform that will literally teach you how to grow into a seasoned investor, Moomoo not only has a massive learn section to teach you, but they also offer an insane 8.1% APY on your uninvested cash for the first 3 months, so you can put your money to work while you're still getting your feet wet. And don't forget, Moomoo is not letting you beautiful people join their platform empty-handed. If you sign up with my link in the description below, you can get up to 15 stocks completely for free just for making a qualified deposit. So stop overthinking and start investing for your future. Click the link in the description below to get these crazy sign-up bonuses and start planning for your financial future. Okay. Chase Freedom Flex. And good goals overall. And this one... So this one's a bit weird. Some of these cards you kind of pay off. Like this one you paid off, but there was still interest. So like... You didn't fully pay it off in time, it looks like. Because there's $22 of interest that accrued, but you still paid off the balance. Then you went and purchased $2,000. So there immediately goes a fourth of your take-home. That was just purchased on this card.
Yeah.
$2,060. But again, do you pay this off every month?
Yeah. So now I'm in a position where, so that credit card, there's some other ones that I pay off the full statement balance. Mm-hmm. The ones that I don't really make a dent in are the Discover card that we haven't talked about, and then the Bank of America card. Oh, those are the ones that are just like,
right but there. Why? So for example, the Bank of America card, $12,911. That could be $10,911. But instead, on here, we went to an Asian restaurant, Barnaby's Cafe, Gyro King, Chick-fil-A, Flying Saucer, Barbarella, Smoothie King. Barbarella's like a dance club, right?
Yeah.
And then Rice Village, Taco Bell, Samasumi, some Korean place, Chicken Finger, Whataburger, Chick-fil-A, Hobbit Cafe, Firehouse Subs, Cafe Gribson, Uber Eats, Nadal's, Kalashi Factory, Smoothie King, Burger King, vending machine somewhere, Domino's, Local Foods Rice Village thing, another cafe, Basil Cafe. You're paying for Google Ads and Domino's and Rice Village and Amazon and a bistro, going to a
Google
bistro.
Ads thing is like, that's a whole separate thing.
We'll talk about it because you just spent another $50 there on that.
Yeah.
And then I went to the movies and Uber Eats, Einstein Bagels, Domino's, Burger King, Istanbul Grill, Chick-fil-A, Common Pond, Cocoa Crepes, Kalashi Shape, and Brown Bag Deli, Burger King, something on Google, $200. Then Uber Eats, Jersey Mike's, another cafe, Einstein's Bagel Bros Bagels, Panda, and Firehouse Subs. So there we go. Thousands of dollars that literally could have gone towards paying the debt. So what do you mean? Like, oh, they're just sitting there, they're big and we're trying or something, whatever you suggested. I mean, but you went and spent $2,000 on this card. Yes, you're paying it off. Yes, we can talk about that. Yes, that's a good thing. That within itself is a good thing. But that should have gone to the card that you lost what? What was it? $250 in interest that was just stolen from you on a single monthly basis? So why are we going around when we have such a high balance on that Bank of America and the Discover, which is coming next? So why? Why are we spending so much on there?
I mean, I don't know. I was just like, food is just like an outlet for me.
3 times a day minimum for you, by the way.
Yeah, it's bad. And so prior to the whole Coinbase thing, like I actually like was very disciplined with like my finances. At least like I had a budget. I knew how much money to spend on food, this and that. After I lost a job, I said, and then just like went all out. So that mentality is still there,
Okay, but it's time to move beyond it. January, you got the job. You have the income. You have the position where you could be out of debt and live the life that other people want to. But you're literally $3,600 in a single month across going out to eat and going grocery shopping was spent on food alone. $3,600. Almost half of your take home went to literal calories. Like, that's absolutely insanity. That's absolutely insanity. When another $300 is lost on this Discover It card,
Yeah.
In interest. So what is that, like $600 gone in interest on a monthly basis? That what is that? That's like an eighth of your income, something like that. Like what are we doing?
Yeah, I think
that's just the most lack of discipline.
Yeah.
You are given the blessing of a lifetime with this income. Yeah. Take advantage of it. Literally sit down and budget. Do you budget?
So I have projections on when money comes in and goes out, but I don't know how much I spend per month on everything.
So you don't budget.
I don't budget, yeah.
Why don't you budget?
I used to, and then I said, I live this hippie lifestyle or whatever.
Yeah, but it was different since January now.
Yeah.
You live that lifestyle. Okay, that happened.
Yeah.
If we're all punished for every little stupid mistake we've made in the past, like no one would ever be anything in this world. We would all be just like shamed forever.
Yeah.
Where you are is now, and where you're trying to get is where you're trying to get. That's all that matters. So since January, you've had this new life, big change.
Yeah.
Why have you not changed since then?
Yeah, I think a part of me was just like, okay, I dug myself in a hole. I was able to get out, or I'm climbing out. And maybe a part of it is pride, right? It's like, okay, I was able to do it then. I can do it again. But that's just stupid,
climb out
right?
of what specifically?
So like, for instance, it's like, so my goal is to like increase my income. Like
no, you said
year.
Before like you climbed out of something. You mean the unemployment situation?
So yeah. So for instance, like, before I got the Coinbase job, I was working at like different jobs, but I had accumulated a lot of credit card debt. So something I didn't mention is like I suffer from anxiety, and
me too.
Like, I mean, no, it was pretty bad anxiety. Like I was an agoraphobe for like a year. Like I could not leave my house.
Oh, I get the panic disorder. I can't go on planes. I have a hard time traveling beyond the city of Austin.
Really? Yeah, take a flight to Houston. It is a short flight.
That's what we just talked about. We'll see if it's a thing. No, my panic disorder prevents me from doing things like that. So
yeah,
I relate to it more than you'd think.
Okay. Yeah, no, I mean, it sucks, right? And point is, I wasn't bringing any money, and I like got into $15,000 of credit card debt, and then I got the Coinbase job, and I was able to pay all of that off, and then have a savings of like $13,000 in the span of like 9 months. So I was like, I believe in myself.
All the work, all the sacrifice, though, for that. Yeah. Why would you want to do it again when this money instead could be compounding in the market? You've already given up the best decade of your life for compound growth to have any chance of retirement. Now you're willing to give away your second best decade of growth? That doesn't make any sense. You want to start investing at 40 other than your pension, and who knows how far that's going to stretch? I don't know. They don't have the best ROI depending on the pension usually, because there's so many limitations on them in terms of what they're able to invest in. Really depends. I mean, there's this Canadian school system. Now they've had a downturn because of the commercial real estate market recently, but they've had like the best pension ever because they invested in like the best things around the world. But yeah, either way, it really depends. Can you rely on that? I don't know. I don't know the ins and outs of yours. So it's just like, you could be setting yourself up for life. Do you own a home?
No.
You could be setting yourself up. You could have a good chunky down payment on a home if that's what you wanted. Yeah. There's so many different things that you could, but instead, you're just like, oh, because I did it before, I can do it again. So let me just f around a little. Yeah. It doesn't make sense.
No, you're right. No, I think that's accurate. And that's something I'm working on now. Because, I think a lot of it is psychological. It's kind of like putting myself in these positions to like climb myself out. It's like, why the f am I like punishing myself or self-sabotaging? But like I recognize that, right? And that's what I had to do. I had to look in the mirror and see, all my flaws and who I was. And so that's why I came on the show, right? So I need to hear tough love, and I'm willing to make the changes,
So $260 on Google Ads.
Yeah. So that's
what's going on with that?
Yeah. So me and my ex, it ended. We were kind of on again, off again. This was like a while back. And I was devastated. She moved on with another guy.
I just want everyone to take a moment. Where do you think this story is going? I broke up with someone and I'm spending $260 a month on Google Ads. What? Okay, go on.
Yeah. So I'll get to that point. But essentially, so we, she moved on, it's like over. I was devastated because I treated her like throughout the whole relationship, didn't value her. I just wasn't involved. She loved me. I, loved her, but I couldn't show it. She had issues. I didn't want to hear about it. Okay. But in any case, But yeah, so she got herself in a financial hole. So her friend's mom owned a compound pharmacy. Mom was, prosecuted for fraud and had to sell that compound pharmacy, which my friend bought from her for millions of dollars.
Well, I mean, did she commit fraud?
So the friend's mom did, yes.
Oh, okay. Well, so you reaped what she...
Yeah. So the friend's mom went to jail, like she deserved it or whatever. But my friend ended up owns the pharmacy, or my ex, I guess, owns the pharmacy now.
Oh, your ex. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So the
your
ex?
Yeah. Oh, okay. So
it was like my ex's friend's mom owned the pharmacy.
And now why does your ex have it then? If it was
because essentially she the lady wanted to sell the pharmacy, and she knows my ex. They're like kind of like family friends.
Your ex can afford millions of dollars of financing?
I don't know how I don't know how she paid for it, but it was like a $3 million thing, right? But the pharmacy isn't even worth that much. It's worth like $100,000. So,
well, how are you defining worth?
I mean, just in terms of revenue, right?
Like 3 times EBITDA? Like what do you?
I mean, I don't know any business, but my ex who owns the pharmacy is like, hey, this is not generating the amount of money that.
How much did she spend on it?
So my ex, she bought it for like $3 million.
No, you're saying $3 million, but like, did she finance a $3 million loan, but put like $1,000 down or something? Like,
I don't know the details. All I know is that she's in debt for $3 million.
She's in debt for $3 million. Okay.
Yeah,
for something you think is worth $100. Okay.
Yeah. So it's not worth it, right? She was misled. But in any case, because I was
sounds like fraud 2.0 now.
Yeah, I don't think that lady's she's not a good person. But in any case, because me and my ex split and how our relationship was before, I was like, you know what? I need to like kind of even the scoreboard, because like she's always done good to me and I've always been like, so like I was like, let me help you make this pharmacy profitable. So like I made her a website. I'm paying money for Google ads.
Don't like that.
Yeah, I'm paying a lot. And
website. I mean, that's a good gesture.
And the tough thing about this whole thing is that like she has a boyfriend, so she's like not even yeah. So like my friend my friend's like, don't be a simp, don't do this, blah blah blah. But a part of me is like, as a good person, I should try to help her out.
And well, you did the website though. I don't know if like holding back your entire financial future is like, again, this is $360 or $200, whatever it was. It's not an insignificant amount of money.
And that's a reoccurring. That's a reoccurring thing. But long story short, I don't know if I'm going to continue doing that, because like she refuses to talk to me.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, so it's like I'm doing all this stuff and she's like not even answering my messages. So
is that why you spend $700 a month at strip clubs?
So that was a whole different. I guess it's related. But
so I pay for my girlfriend's business, ex-girlfriend's business. She doesn't talk to me. So what do? I go blow $700 at the bar.
So yeah, so at that time I was low. Like I was emotionally.
Oh, sorry,
low.
$1,400.
It was bad.
$1,400. I've been corrected.
It was bad. I mean,
when was this? Because this has to be relatively.
This was, I don't know, in April, March or something like that.
Okay.
This was like.
Well, we saw ATM withdrawals that we figure we're going to that.
Yeah, I mean, I don't go to the club or anything. So what happened was I was feeling like emotionally low. My friend came into town and he was like bored. He's like, do you want to go? I was like, sure. So we go to this random club in Houston. It's like Sunday, middle of the day, so there's nobody except like 3 girls.
2 friends getting boners next to each other.
Exactly right. Okay. Yeah. So we're like sitting there for an hour, and I was like, well, I want to get a dance. Like I'm not, I spent money to come in here. I need to get something. And this like girl like out of nowhere shows up, and then I was like, VIP room, let's go. That's like the private room.
Sure.
And she did her dance, and she was like, you want to? I was like, let's do it. So we in the club. And that's where that's where it all happened. Yeah. And on top of it, what happened was
was she attractive?
Yeah, I thought she was attractive.
Okay.
Yeah, I wasn't just gonna like whoever.
Well, okay.
Yeah. And also like
she just asked?
Yeah. So we were in the show, she was giving me a dance, and then she was like, hey, you wanna I was like, let's do it.
Did you wear a condom?
Yes, I did. Oh yeah, so what happened was she was like, you need to get condoms. So I left the club, went to the pharmacy, got it, and then came back.
Your ex's pharmacy?
Yeah, so Yeah, exactly. I stopped by her pharmacy and was like, look what I got right here. But in any case, no. So it was this whole thing, and then like my bank shut down the card because it was.
Wait a second. So was she like, do you want to? You're like, yeah. And she was like, and this is the cost.
Yeah.
So you prostituted.
Yes. I won't get in trouble, right?
Well, no. I don't know. Guys, it is finally time. For the past 6 months, I've been working on what I believe is the very best investing course that can be found anywhere on the internet. I worked directly with a team of financial professionals who helped me distill my own personal investing philosophies into this 12-chapter class. And to celebrate the launch of this program, right now you can get my ultimate investing toolkit for just $97. I also know that the internet is riddled with a bunch of influencer cash grab courses out there. I built this course with all of that in mind, with the goal of bringing you real insight into how to reliably grow your money for years to come. I've put countless hours of research into the content of this course while also collaborating with industry professionals over the past 6 months to make sure it's packed with everything you need to know to invest your money safely and watch as it grows for years. Last fall, we launched our first course, our budgeting program, Master Your Money, and we received overwhelmingly positive feedback, with the average user giving the class an 8.5 out of 10 on hundreds of responses. And we've taken everything we learned from creating that budgeting program to make this course even better than the last one. And we're so confident that this class will get you to your goals that we're offering a 30-day money-back guarantee, no questions asked. Let me teach you what investment accounts you need and where to open them, how to plan for retirement, understanding your risk profile and what that changes for your investing, and a deep dive into 5 different portfolio strategies popularized by the likes of Warren Buffett, Yale University, and other investment experts and institutions. I'll also give you the list of index funds and ETFs you can buy to fulfill the needs of your portfolio. This is applicable to anyone in the United States, no matter if you're employed by a company or self-employed. And I'll also give you everything you need to know about tax advantage accounts, children's accounts, health accounts, and much more. Taking this program is the best investment you can make right now for your future. Make sure to sign up with the link in the description below or the pinned comment to secure your basically free purchase after the cash that is gifted, or go to calebhammer.com/investing.
I know what the statute limitations was, but in any case, it happened. Okay. So it happened, and there's a lot more drama that went into that. But
what? Can you don't have to if you don't want to.
I'm an open book, so I can get into it if you want. But
well, it's not really super finance related. So let's post show.
Sure.
Yeah, let's talk about it in the post show. Okay. Well, we can get back to finances. I'm interested in the tea. I mean, I love a good little sip of tea, but we'll save that for the post show where we can tends to be more wild. Finances though, to discover it. Okay, yep, $10,000. $647. How much of this went to? We do not know. $322 minimum monthly payment. How do we even get to that? I'm trying to figure out from like, what am I leaving something out in the financial conversation that we were talking about before we got to that? Usually I'm not so flabbergasted. Okay. Now, another card that we pay off, it's the Freedom card. So this one doesn't accrue interest because we paid off. But again, you're getting, going to a cafe, Kalashi Factory, Chick-fil-A, Whataburger, Coco Crepes, Brown Bag Deli, Chipotle, Gyro King, or Gyro King. Oh my gosh. Firehouse Subs, Cole Sword. It's a tabletop gaming restaurant. And Churrasco's Woodland, Mexican restaurant, Appleville, Kalashi's, Popeye, Thai Cafe, Whataburger, Appleville, Burger King, Chick-fil-A, Buc-ee's, which that was not gas, it looks like, $6.90 plus.
Yeah.
I don't know if you drive your car out there anyway. Social Bar, Bufford's, which is a grill/bar, LB Social Bar, P. Terry's, which is burgers, taco joint, Speakeasy, my goodness, Buford's. Oh, you were in Austin, weren't you?
Yep.
Speakeasy and Buford's, I know those. If you frequently take out loans to bang apply to come on the show, calebhammer.com/apply. So again, we spent $2,000 there just going out to eat. So that original card could have been brought down to $8,000 from the 13 it's at.
Yeah, it's.
I'm just like, dude, I'm just trying to picture it. Like, you're paying off your cards. Usually, I tell people to like get the Fizz card because it's a charge card. I think you kind of know how to use credit cards at this point. Yeah. You're proving that you're on the right direction, but you're having this big behavioral issue with not being able to control your spending, but you're able to manage paying off the cards. But I think it's only your income situation. But I'm just like, man, if I was you and I was just sitting there and I just I opened Moomoo and I was like, I'm gonna buy some S&P 500 today. Let's get in it. And you're just, fuck, just that. Let's get some compounding going on. Just say you had nothing for the next 30 years. You're investing that $4,000 a month you've literally spent eating out so far at 8% a year. So average stock market, $6 million.
What?
$6 million.
No.
Yeah, that's the value of compounding over the course of 30 years. $4,000 a month. $4,000 a month is a ton of money, but you're literally spending it on going out to eat, going to bars, going to cafes, getting whatever you're doing, like 3 times a day minimum. 3 times a day minimum. And even groceries itself, again, you spent like $1,600 going to grocery. Like, what are you getting?
That's weird. I actually don't. I didn't even know that was $1,600 because generally I go there and I try to spend $100. But a lot of it is like, I mean, cereal, juices, water.
No. So I mean, that's why I asked the budgeting thing. So, luckily, because you're a guest, you're going to go through our budgeting program and our investing program. I recommend it for anyone, but of course, you need to go through it because what I need you to do now is next time you're in a grocery store, man, just track what you're purchasing, put it down in the budgeting spreadsheet. Yeah. You need to know what you're doing. And like, I can't see your purchases, so I don't know, but you spent like $1,600 at grocery stores.
Was that over the course of 1 month? Know.
We only have 1 month.
That's
yeah.
1,600, damn. Yeah, I don't know. I have no idea.
Are you like in a cooking class? Are you doing like crazy What is your life?
I mean, I think a part of that is whenever I go to the grocery store, like I will buy stuff for my students. But that's generally
students.
For like, yeah.
Which ones?
So the ones at the jail.
Okay. Yeah, what are you getting?
So it's like this graduation ceremony, and like, so my students, like, they eat like dog food. Like they don't eat anything good, and they haven't had outside food in forever. So I'm like, I kind of go all out. So like I'll buy them ice cream.
But how often is that?
So that is once every 6 weeks. And then in between,
how much do you spend on that? I like the heart. There's a good heart there. There's a good thing there. I think that's really good. There's it's a positive reinforcement, also just things for them to look forward to. And
yeah, like at the graduation ceremony, they get the food, they get the certificate. Like a lot of my students were like, I've never graduated from anything.
That's really cool. It's like,
yeah, it's a lot.
I think you can budget it at least, though. I think you can budget because $1,600. How many people are in your class?
It's like 22.
Okay.
And it can be more than, it can be 40.
Every 6 weeks. I mean, I don't know. That's a lot of money.
It is a lot of money. I need to sit down and just look at the numbers because as you can tell, like I'm just
you
blowing
need to look
money.
at what you're purchasing. I could teach you how to budget every day, but if I don't know what you're purchasing at the grocery store, that's very difficult. So you need to really track that.
Yeah.
Go through our investing program. Sorry. Well, yeah, you should, but that's the one that's in my head. Yeah. Go through our budgeting program, and you really need to learn that. Okay, $435 on another card. Again, you pay it off, but it's just Apple bills, it's parking, it's more Apple bills, and tons of grocery stores, and Apple bills, Patreon, Upsplash, stock photo library. For what?
That was for the website. I need to cancel that.
Cancel it. She doesn't even talk to you.
Yeah, I know. It's bad.
I think, yeah. I mean, what's your friend saying? How long have you guys been broken up? You're doing a bit of simping.
I know. Well, that's the thing. He's like, you're doing all this. He's like, the boyfriend's like, I'm like, I get it.
I mean, they're dating, so yeah. I mean,
that's normal. But I felt like, yes. No, I mean, we were on and off for like 10 years, dude.
Okay, but when was the official? Like,
the official breakup was back in early March or something like that. February.
She bounced back quick. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, it was just like she was waiting for me to change, and I was just too up to realize. And then she just ended up meeting a guy, and then she
met a guy. You met a love story as old as time.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But yeah, so she just met a guy, and she moved on, and I was like, I didn't move on. You know, I tried to move on, but I always held out for her. You know, so.
Well, I mean, yeah. Like, what the I would talk about relationship wise. I'm like, I don't know. I'm not married or anything. I haven't met the successful thing, but as someone who's been through breakups, it's totally natural to feel like,
Yeah.
quite a few months depending on the situation. So
yeah, I mean, with that,
I'm not gonna knock you for that, but
yeah, with that, it was like a lot of regret, right? Of things that I didn't do.
Because you knew you could have done better, so you're always looking back like, I could have done this. I could have done this.
Yeah, exactly. Because like she literally like begged me to like make it work, and I was like, nah. And I was just doing my own thing. I was lost in my own world.
Yeah,
so
you deserved it.
Yeah. No, so that's the thing. Like, she's moved on. I'm moving on. We're probably never going to get back together. Or at least
dude, how tall are you? I mean, you're an attractive dude. You're going to do well.
So that's the thing. It's like guys are always like, oh, it's your height. You can just pull chicks. It's not like that.
Okay, but there is an easier part of it. What is the statistic? The top 80% of women only swipe right on the top 20% of men in terms of conventional attractiveness. And 6'5", blue eyes, trust fund, that kind of shit.
I mean, yeah, I think if you have like all of the different variables together.
I know, but the height, like they see someone below 6 foot and it's like, swipe left. Yeah. Like that is so classic. How tall are you?
I'm 6'4".
See, you have a better chance, I think.
Yeah, no, I mean, I think.
Plus, you have conventional attractiveness, so you'll be fine. You just gotta actually create like a good dating profile, though.
Yeah, no, I mean, so I used to use Hinge, and my profile wasn't that good.
Do you have a new one?
No, I mean, we can review my old one if you want. I still have it. I don't.
We can look at it in the post show.
Yeah, but in any case. Height isn't everything, and yeah, sure.
No, it's not everything, but you have things going.
I gotcha.
You have a strong income, you have conventional attractiveness, you have height, you have a full head of hair, you have you're not a fat. There's things going for you.
Yeah.
Still had to pay for, but you have things going for you. Went and purchased $900 on here. So at this point, what if we spent on the credit cards? We spent like close to $6,000 now.
Yeah.
And this is mostly bullshit. This one, Movie Pass, and this is grocery stores, dude. Fucking Kroger, H-E-B, Kroger, H-E-B, Movie Pass, H-E-B, insurance, H-E-B, Target, a potential car thing, H-E-B, Whole Foods, and then another movie. You go to the grocery store every second of your life. I feel like you're never not somewhere swiping for food. You're always swiping for food.
Is it? Interesting point. I need to look at the transactions because I also get my prescriptions from the pharmacy at a grocery store.
But are you saying you get a new prescription every day of the week?
No. I'm just saying I don't know if some of those transactions were for that.
I mean, maybe one or two, but even still, across all these statements, that's crazy. And also, like the things you're getting in like the Apple store as well, like $200. What are you getting? Sure, you have some subscriptions like Apple Music or Spotify, but like, what are you doing? And we know you don't have Hinge Premium Plus Extra, so like, what?
Well, no. So that's the thing. I had it. I just never canceled it. I don't use the apps anymore. But like, I still have that, so I need to go in there and like cancel that. I used to buy roses too and all that shit and super likes and
yeah.
So I blew.
That's what I do right now.
Yeah.
Yeah. I want one of my friends to set me up with one of their friends. That's like a conventional, normal way. But guess what? All my friends are already my friends.
Damn.
So it doesn't work like that. It's annoying. $206 of purchases on here. It's all Kroger. Great. But you pay that off. But it's just the spending, and you have those two big credit cards. Now this one's weird. Do your parents, who you owe $6,000 to, know that you're blowing all this money? You blew that much money, $6,000, in this last month. You blew that all. You could have paid them back.
Yeah.
Do they know?
No.
Okay. Yeah. Well, how much did this cost? No, how much did it cost? Like, I'm not joking about it for this one.
It was like $700. It was like $700.
Okay. Like, I mean, When we owe $6,000 to our parents.
Yeah, I know it's bad.
I don't think, and then $4,000 to a friend. So why do you owe $6,000 to the parents?
So $6,000. I think it was like $3 from my mom and $3 from my dad.
Are they divorced?
No. It was just like they both had their own money and they just gave it to me.
Okay.
But I think this was, I mean, during my unemployment, right, from Coinbase to this government job. I think I needed money or something like that, and they lent me the money.
And you haven't paid it back?
No.
A penny?
No.
So no minimum monthly payment. Agreed. Okay, what about the friend? Because that can be even more embarrassing.
No, it is.
I haven't asked for a friend.
No, it is. So with my friend, whenever
What did I just get sent?
What the fuck?
Whatever. What did you borrow $4,000 your friend for?
So all those trips that like the World Cup and this and
your
Europe.
Your friend?
He lent me a lot of the money. Like when I went to
Europe.
Europe.
Anything back?
No, I haven't.
You're killing me.
I know.
What's your relationship to this friend?
I mean,
that's so irresponsible. You just blow $6,000 on bull in a monthly basis. Yeah. Just this most recent month, when you owe money $4,000 to your friend.
Yeah.
That's actually kind of disgusting. I'm disgusted in that.
No, I agree. It is disgusting. I didn't even realize like I was spending all this money or whatever. But yeah, I mean, he's one of my good friends. He's not like some Joe Schmo. Like me and him are really close.
Does he ever talk about it?
No, he never talks about it. But I need to pay him and my parents back.
You need to take control, buddy.
Yeah.
You're only. I see it now. I mean, it's coming together now. It's like you haven't changed. Your income has changed, so you've been able to sustain and kick things down the road a little more. But nothing has changed since you got the income, and that's clear. You didn't lifestyle inflated yourself. You were already in a position where you're just around, and this has just allowed you to do it a bit longer.
Yeah, but the thing is, like, I'm able to go and be disciplined because prior to all this, I was disciplined. Like, I was like,
okay, well, why haven't you showed a single inkling of that? Then?
I think because for me right now, I'm like, I know I can make more money, so like I'm gonna be.
It's not about more money; it's your spending.
Well, it's like if I have more money, then it's like I can.
No, because people like you, they'll just increase their spending. You'll take a flight to the other side of Houston instead of driving across the city.
No, I mean, I think there's a middle ground, right?
You'll Taylor Swift every like chance you get. You'll take a private jet down to like get a drink of water in the middle of the night.
Yeah, no, there is a middle ground for sure. But like I need to be more disciplined. But my other goal is like I can make more money, which will allow me to spend more. But to your point, I need to be disciplined.
But again, that's not even like the big thing because again, we have $52,939 of federal student loans.
Yeah.
Why don't you owe any money?
So before I got this job, I applied for the
they don't
repay.
know. So they don't know yet. That'll be next tax year.
Yeah.
Okay. Right. Well, but you work for the government though.
Yeah. So so my agency actually has a like student repayment plan.
Yeah.
I don't know if I should do it or not because it ties you
Maybe.
in for 3 years. But
3 years isn't bad.
Yeah, it's just in terms of my career trajectory, right? Do I want to stay in government for that long?
Do you?
I'm actually kind of leaning towards it because before, whenever, I was like grinding and jumping from company to company, I wanted to work at like a Google or Microsoft or Netflix.
You're less likely to get laid off as well, especially they don't know, but I know the department you're in. You're less likely to get laid off.
Yeah, exactly. So because of all the layoffs and like the instability, I think government is kind of the right way to go. And like the people I work with are cool and knowledgeable, and I'm learning a lot.
That's really inefficient. They don't know how to like cut any kind of waste. So it's the perfect place for someone to sit down and make a ton of money.
Yeah,
and they'll spend our money. They don't care about that. Trust me.
But yeah, so it would tie me into a 3-year contract, and it'll pay up to $60,000 in student loan debt or student loans. So,
okay, that's pretty cool. Federal, or all?
I think it's just all actually.
Even private? Really, I don't know about that.
Okay, you know what? Let me take a look at it.
Yeah, I don't want to say for sure. Okay, but while you're not making payments, I mean, that one had 7%. I just saw 7% interest. So some of these have some higher interest rates, and that is accumulating. And if you don't get them forgiven, like that's gonna f you. And then what is this? There's this other loan.
Yeah, it's the state of Texas.
State of Texas loan.
I have 2.
You were late there. You were late there. You were late there. You were late there. You've had late payments all throughout.
Yeah.
Granted, I believe that's when you were unemployed.
Yeah, so that was probably in 2020 or 2021 before I was employed, and I was a dumb and I assumed that the whole deferment of federal loans applied to state loans. Gosh. So I was like, oh, I'm good. And then it's like I checked my credit report and I have like all these like bad remarks and it's like late payments. So I was like, oh shit.
What's your credit?
So I checked yesterday. It's 694, surprisingly. Because like my credit utilization is like 60%.
Because you've paid off most of your cards.
Yeah, because I've been paying them off and shit.
Yeah, it's getting better. I think you'll actually have a good credit score once they're all down.
Yeah.
What's your minimum monthly payment on this thing?
It's like 170 or something like that.
Okay.
Because it's two loans.
Oh, it's okay. Total, it's.
Or it's more. It's like what, 220 or something.
Yeah, it's a little more. It's about 228. And what's total owed on all this?
I think I have no idea. It's like what, 13,000 or something like that.
Great.
So that's the thing. It's like I need a budget because I can pay a lot of this off. I just don't know how much I'm blowing money.
And then is this separate?
Yeah. So that's my private loans.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
That's insane. You've gone. How much school did you do?
Yeah.
This is so much student loan debt. This is insane.
Yeah. So I mentioned earlier that I got a degree, a bachelor's degree in biochemical and biophysical sciences. And I was a bad student, so I was lost. I didn't know what the I wanted to do. So I ended up staying in school for like 6 years. Accumulated all these student loans. I had to get private loans because I was like on academic probation. And the I guess the fucked up or funny thing, however you want to look at it, consequence of all that is like I ended up not even pursuing that. I was interning at some labs in the Texas Medical Center, and I just did not like the lifestyle and the job of being a biomedical researcher.
Okay.
I didn't have the grades to get into a PhD, so I'd have to take more classes to boost my GPA. So I was just like, F this.
Okay.
Yeah.
$376 a month is your minimum.
Yep.
You're at 31,146. What's the interest on this?
Let me take a look at my docs.
I don't see that on here.
So the interest.
You have had fees before through a potential.
Yes. So the interest for those, the private ones is 5.54%.
Okay.
Originally, they were Sally Mae, and I was getting over my.
Sally's a.
Yeah, old Sally is a. Yeah, I was getting charged like 10 to 15% interest, and I was like, that. So I was able to refinance with these people, which greatly reduced it. But
any other debt?
No, I'm pretty good. There's nothing else except I'm about to have an operation that'll cost $10,400.
Okay. What's wrong with you?
That's a good question. So I guess it's subjective.
I'm loaded with good questions today, I guess.
It's subjective because I think there's something wrong with me, but like there's no like medical.
What are you talking about?
So this isn't like a medical necessity, right? It's not like, I have like a kidney stone or some shit like that. It's like a cosmetic thing. Yeah.
Because what is it?
Yeah. So
what? 10,000?
Yeah.
So okay, that's why because it's cosmetic. So your insurance isn't covering anything?
Yeah, exactly.
What are you getting?
So I was hesitant to say, but I'll say it. So I'm getting a hair transplant.
I don't see anything wrong.
So to the untrained eye, I'm good. But to people that know, I'm losing hair. And I am losing hair.
Losing?
So, yes.
Shouldn't you wait until it's fully gone before you get a transplant?
No, so that's a misconception because once it's fully gone, you have less grafts to work with.
What about finasteride?
I've been taking finasteride for...
Hasn't worked for you?
I mean, I don't know. Generally, like after a year, you're supposed to see if it works or not. But I've been taking it.
Were you taking that when you were already losing?
Yes.
I think finasteride's more of a preventative.
Yeah.
I think it holds you, right?
Yeah, well, that's the thing. I don't know if it's maintaining what I currently have because I still, when I take a shower, there's like a bunch of hairs, right?
Well, there's a bunch of hairs with most people's showers.
I think the amount of hairs that I have are probably more.
More, okay.
Yeah, and that's indicative of like hairs that will not grow back.
As someone who's been terrified of balding my entire life, I kind of get it.
Yeah.
That's why I do finasteride as a
preventative.
Yeah. And have you done like the beep beep, the drops of like serum stuff, minoxidil? Yeah.
I did it once, but I just was like, it doesn't really, it's like some weird mechanism that scientists and doctors don't really understand how it works, right? It's like increases blood flow, but like what is the pathways? So like finasteride treats the actual cause. Minoxidil does help and it does work.
Yeah, people have had good results.
Yeah, for sure. But I was like, I'd rather just take finasteride, which...
you'd rather spend $10,000.
Well, there's that, yeah.
That doesn't make any sense, though. But reminder, I mean, what are we at, dude? 1 second. Like, these student loans are fucking insane. And sure, maybe some of them will get forgiven through your job if you stay for 3 years. And I think that actually might be a play. Because in general, it's actually a good job, regardless of the forgiveness. But just gotta add the Bank of America too. But your debts are $130,000. We're gonna add. How are you paying for this?
So I just got approved for an American Express card.
You see, you've lost it. You've lost it. That doesn't make sense. You're gonna put a hair transplant on a debt. Listen, I support the cosmetic. Do whatever you want to do. Yeah. I do support that, but you're putting it on a debt while you're unable to pay off your other debts fully because you're spending all your money on bullshit. That doesn't make sense. This is not good for your future. This is not good for... Can you put your head down? Can I see the tippity-toppity? Okay, buddy, you look fine. And I know you see something that we don't like. You probably have some dysmorphia about it, and then you probably see some fear in the shower and stuff. You may see some receding as well, but the breakup really got to you, didn't it?
Yeah, did a number on me. But I mean, I've been wanting this thing for 4 years. And
what?
Yeah, I've been
wanting that position.
Yeah, and I was just like, at the time, I couldn't.
No, this is what bald looks like. Look at my produce. That's.
I mean, I'm there, getting there.
You're not.
It's just there's a lot of smoke and mirrors, and you know how like.
What girls, are you combing over?
Like girls, they do like the filters on the dating apps or whatever with their photos.
I'm seeing you in real life, though.
And in any case,
okay. Again, I'm not against cosmetic at all. Do it. Like people should feel confident. Do it.
Yeah.
But the cosmetic is a cosmetic. It's if you can afford it. It's not a life or death thing. Like take a Sharpie. Like you're $130,000 in debt. This is an additional $10,000 in debt. Yeah. It's just increasing your minimum monthly payments, even if you're 0% for like a year or 2 years, whatever. Yeah. It's increasing your minimum monthly payments. You're not paying down your debts. I think it's a big mistake. I think it's a stupid thing to do. I think it's ridiculous, especially when you owe your parents' money and your friend. Yeah. They should be paid back before you ever take out something for just a want, because that is a want. Let's be clear. Again, I'm not against it. I'm against it in your situation potentially.
Yeah. So
that doesn't make sense.
Yeah, I agree. It doesn't make sense. But I'm gonna do it anyways. And to your point,
well, there's nothing I can do then. That doesn't. Yeah. What's the point?
Yeah.
Well, so what's the point of being here?
I mean,
no. What's the point of being here?
Yeah. I mean, I still have to do it, and that has
have to. Yeah. Well, I don't think you know what the word "have to" is. Yeah. You don't know what the word "have" means.
It's just I have things in the pipeline that will allow.
What
me
pipeline? What?
Okay. So from all of July, I got a teaching job at a top 10 university here in the United States.
Okay.
Don't want to disclose what it is.
Sure.
It's a computer science thing.
Cool.
So the government job granted me permission to do it, and then I'll work some hours a week with the government job, right? But this is a full-time job for 6 weeks. I'll be getting paid $110 an hour.
See, what you're doing, and I love that, what you're doing again, this is what you did last time, and it's why you're still in debt. You're like, I'm going to make more money so I can go get in this debt now. And it's not debt that it's adding any return on investment. It's not real estate that you can sell. It's not even a car that you can sell.
Yeah.
But you keep going into these debts because you're like, I'm going to be making more money. That's different. Buddy, work that job for a bit, save up the cash, and do it. You keep getting into this situation where you're preemptively getting debts based on this income we're hopefully getting, and you are in this situation. But what it leads to is you get in that situation, you up your lifestyle, you up your spending, you spend $8,000 a month, you spend 80% of your income, and then boom, these debts still exist because you're only putting your minimums to them. So it doesn't, you haven't even paid a cent back to your mom, dad, friend. Your best friend hasn't had a cent paid back to him, and you're going to get cosmetic surgery.
Yeah.
That's a joke.
No, you're right. It is a joke.
Yeah, so stop being a joke. You're 31. Be a man.
Yeah.
Y'all got to use my favorite high yield savings account where you can get up to 4.6% on your money plus FDIC insurance up to $2 million. You can also get up to $300 for signing up today. It's the personal high yield savings account that I use for my money, so don't let your money be losing money while it's just sitting there. Click in the link in the description below and get those bonuses.
It's just,
that's not a joke.
No, I agree. I think if I'm able to
That's stupid.
If I'm able to cut back on the food spending.
Yeah, if you haven't, demonstrate to yourself that you can for a couple months. But if you cut back on your food spending for literally a month and a half, you can afford it in cash.
Yeah.
A month and a half. Can you wait a month and a half? Your hairline can. It's not that bad.
Yeah, no. I got to do it now.
No,
it's like
okay, then I'm done. I'm done then. Because it's stupid. $3,000 in your checking account. Zelling, moving some things back and forth, making some payments. Okay. I don't even want to like take a look at those things. Because if you're... That's so stupid. You have nothing to retirement. You have nothing to retirement, but you...
Yeah.
It's stupid. It's stupid. It's selfish. It's immature. It's stupid. It's stupid.
I agree.
So change it. What do you mean?
If I cut back on the spending and I do my other things.
When's the cosmetic surgery?
It's next week.
Oh, me. This is why'd you even come on this show? Why did you? I was on your side until this. This is the dumbest thing I've ever heard in my life. This is so stupid. Cancel it. Be a big boy. This is stupid. What's it even gonna look like? What's gonna be different?
That's a good question. It'll look a lot different, I think.
What do you think you look like?
It'll fill in the areas where I've receded. It'll add more density. I mean, we can get into the technicalities of all of that, but it will look different in the long term for sure.
Yeah.
I
don't know. It's so stupid.
It is stupid.
I don't even want to make you a budget because it's, again, you're willing to go below $10,000 on something like that. It's like, it doesn't really make sense. Like, why make you a budget at that point? You're not doing anything. Housing 600.
Yeah.
Your proportions are weird. Do you have a car payment? No, because it's a. But that car, like, you're not even, buddy, you're in a position where you won't drive that car because it's going to break down. Yet you're willing to spend $8,000 a month on bullshit. You're willing to, or $6,000 a month on bullshit. You're willing to spend $10,000 into debt on a hair transplant. And then if your car breaks down, you have no choice but to borrow money for a down payment, and then just borrow everything on the car. Like, it's a joke. Going to the grocery store, $1,738. What a joke. Going out to eat, $1,904. What a joke. Miscellaneous bull, $667. Other large purchases, $2,675. You have the potential to have the life that everyone out there who's watching this wishes they could have. The life we all wish we could have. And you're literally throwing it away. And it's so stupid. Cooking classes, FedEx, ATM withdrawal, $1,400. That's what we thought the is. Cash App out $10, Zelling out $1,178, and Venmoing out $10. Where's all that money going?
Yeah. So the $10 transactions.
Oh, those are fine. I don't give a shit about that. $1,700 from the ATM, and then or $1,700 from Zelle and $1,400 from the ATM. The f are we doing?
That I actually don't even know. I think the ATM withdrawal is from the whole club thing.
Yeah, that was last month. So
I don't know. I have to look into that. So yeah,
I'm gonna end it because normally I make a budget, but I think it's a waste of my time and everyone's time to do a budget for you. I mean, you're gonna blow the money no matter what, which makes me question why did you come on?
I want a budget because I know.
No, I'm not gonna give you a budget if you're not willing to change anything. You're not even willing to cancel something that is so substantially large, and it's dumb. It makes no sense. People get a budget when they're willing to change, when they have the ability to make sacrifices, but you're not willing to literally not do a hair transplant.
So the hair transplant, no, like I gotta do it.
Yeah, then I'm done. Then I'm done. I'm done. We'll talk more about that fun story in the post show, and we'll make fun of how the producer's actually bald and you're not, and we'll do things that it'll be silly hee-haw times, but I'm with this finance because this is no, this is stupid. No, this is stupid.
Look, the spending on the food, I'm willing to reduce that to rice and beans and chicken. Right?
Hammer financial score, you. This is we're gonna go to the post show. Stick around for that. Check out the investing course. You get $100 when you sign up for it, and the class is only $97, so you actually make some money when you sign up. So make sure you guys check that out. The price is being raised next month, so check it out now. We'll go to the post show
today on the Financial Audit Post Show.
She was like, I was like, let's do it. Manager walked in halfway through. I was like, what the Yeah. I don't know if she does that normally with other clients.
Should we send Noah to find out?
No, thank you.
Yeah,
Noah, yeah.
To watch the Financial Audit Post Show, click the join button below.